Fit FM is owned and operated by Communistation Company Limited, located in Stuart Castle, Duncan's Trelawney, Jamaica. We broadcast on FM 96.7 locally and is heard worldwide on fitfmja.com. Our mission is to amplify diverse voices and opinions, inform, educate, entertain, and engage listeners of all ages and lifestyle while promoting responsible community development. Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music.
Are you struggling with loneliness? Feeling depressed? Are you searching for a purpose to live? Are you ready to tap into your inner greatness? Ready to soar to your full potential? Come and be inspired. Join me, Dr. Asha Mwendo, on Healing Moment inside Gospel and Soul every Wednesday, 6 p.m., where we will help you to understand your purpose. We will help you to find your wind. We'll show you how to open your wings and fly. Healing Moments, Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music.
Helica Beat.
My people, you know the drill already. It's Dr. Asha Mwendo on Healing Moments on Fit FM 96.7. And do we have a program for you this evening? Wow. But you know already we want to have you in the conversation. So join us on WhatsApp on 876-478-9144 or 876-317-1991. And you know, as usual, Healing Moments call for elimination of violence against our women and girls. And as I say, let's not stop the violence completely. This evening, I have a team of empowered women who have bust up and is now making waves that other sisters can ride on. I will have them introduce themselves later. But for now, you know the drill already. Get your pen, get your sip, tell a friend. Listen to this music until we come right back.
Teach you lessons that Hilltop knows nothing about. Lay there and listen carefully. You know who wanna get you out. You know your friends them when you're caught up in adversity. That's a big college where your knowledge grew extensively. Cause in a school we never learning physiology. Said that the heart are the dirtiest part of the body. But But when you got blessed, know that it make you fearless. Yes, sir. I know I'm not walking alone. He's walking beside me. God is my fortress. Cause when you got blessed, there is no weakness. No why. Right now I'm mightier than ever. The more them fight me up, the stronger I get.
The last will teach you lessons that hilltop knows nothing about.
Prayer is more effective yet than cussing people and running your mouth. Stay firm, maintain your happiness. Keep them talking and let it come out. Some will hate you from the cradle to the grave. They'll attack you and to beat you like a slave. Remember when they killed my son outside my gate? They tried to trap me back, but in God I put my faith. Cause when you got blessed, know that it make you fearless. Yes, sir. I know I'm not walking alone. He's walking beside me. God is my fortress. Cause when you got blessed, there is no weakness. No why. Right now I'm mightier than ever. The more them fight me up, the stronger I get. But when you got blessed, know that it make you fearless. Yes, sir. I know I'm not walking alone. He's walking beside me. God is my fortress. Cause when you got blessed, yes, there is no weakness, no why. Right now I'm mightier than ever. The more them fight me up, the stronger I get. Right now I'm mightier than ever. The more them fight me up, the stronger I get. Right now I'm mightier than ever. The more them fight.
Yes, welcome back. That's Valley by Richard Stevens, one of my guys. When I was working down in Westmoreland doing projects down in Russia, he was a good support to me. And this is a music with feeling. This one carries feeling, right? And I know you're feeling it. And as I say to you, you know we always have our Let's Talk. And this evening, Let's Talk is about my day today, right? So today I was in Montego Bay at the Chamber of Commerce. Well, I was in St. James. I say it's Montego Bay, but I don't know. I was at the Chamber of Commerce Violence Security Summit, and it was at the conference center. It was really, really good. Believe me, it was extremely good. They have different segments. I enjoy all of it. We hear good ideas coming forward to reduce violence in our communities. Now we need to put action to it, right? That's for me. Action comes next. But everybody sound good. They sound passionate. I want to pick up Janet Silvera and her team. This was an awesome program. It is something we are planning for the Neighborhood Watch to do. So I'm glad she did it before us, because guess what? Me to take the template. Yeah. Me and one of them will not care if you do it before me. Me just want to know, say, me not have to create the wheel because somebody created it already. So therefore, I will be using her template to create the programs we want to have. And I'm asking all of you corporate citizens of Jamaica to listen very carefully, because we're coming to you for funding. Now we're asking you, you want your business to run, you want things to go on good, you want a crime-free Jamaica, you don't only plan at the top. You have to come down to the grassroots with us at the community level. So when we have a young people who want to go to STEM school, we want the sponsorship to send the one them over picnic and have no money, because your community is as strong as the poorest child in there. Your community is as strong as a hungry child in there. Your community is as strong as a child who can't read. So just say to him one word when we understand, him take offense and fight because him not understand. And the war starts with the whole family. Therefore, when we want our young ladies and our young men to learn etiquette and we reach out to you, remember no say sponsorship of a run, right? And as I said to the artists today, and Queen Africa supported me in that call. When we're having our local programs and we call the big shot singers with the positive music and we don't have the money, they don't turn up. The man with the poor music, we don't want nobody to hear them now ask you, if you ask them, they volunteer. Right? So now we are saying to our big artists, we no money run things, but we are saying to you, you have contacts. So when we reach out to you to come and support the grassroots and tell you we don't have any money, turn to your contacts and tell them, I want to go down a Trelawney bush. Guess what? Is that the bush? No, we want to go. Don't tell me not Trelawney bush, but Trelawney have enough bush with enough inner city where people not going to, and we need to go to them. We don't want to go to Falmouth, nor Dunkels. We want to go to the inner bush part to reach our people, bring them out, and lift the parish and lift Jamaica. Because guess what? The violence producers going in there, go find them. To farm them gang. So we want to go in there to rise them and lift them up and inspire them to become. So when we call you big musicians to come and partner with us, you turn to your partners and say, I'm going down to Trelawney, sponsor me. Yes, you're coming to fit. Yes, man. So therefore, we need partnership to make this thing run and to change the face of Jamaica and reduce violence among our people by empowering, inspiring, and getting them going. Right? Okay, that's it. But I'll have a little rant and rave now about when we stigmatize and judge people by how they look, how they talk, and who they associate with. Because I went to a wonderful function today. And if I may say so myself, I think me look good. I think me dress good. As a matter of fact, I don't think it, I know it. And I was feeling extremely comfortable. And during our lunch break, a young lady came over to me and said to me, I see you, I've known about you before, so I know you're open-minded and you're empowered. So I'm going to ask you a question. And other people said, can I ask you a question? She said, I'm going to ask you a question. I have no problem with the approach and stuff, but I'm talking about the stigma of how we look at people. She said to me, are you a lesbian? And I asked her, what gave you the idea? We still not tell her, say yes or no. We just want to know what gave her the idea. And she said, because your shirt is more, look manly, and you have on a boot. And I said, just that for today. And then she said, you're not carrying a regular handbag. You're carrying a knapsack kind of bag. That's what normally lesbian ladies do. I said, really? I didn't know all of that. And I have been working with the lesbian community for quite a while. And I didn't know that. But now I know, I think I look good. I still don't answer her yet. But if anything, and she's a lesbian and she like me, she can tell me tomorrow. I'll be there again. And then we'll take the conversation from there, right? Okay, so that's enough for my rant and raving for this week. And as you know, there are some programs that I'm bigging up for going forward. And so I'm going to do the first one that I'm a part of. And you can't fault me. There's a pastor christening picnic first. When me a pastor, they drink the communion wine first, right? So if me not dead, none of the other people are not dead. So, you know, we have our Women Empowerment Retreat coming up. And we want you to be a part of it. It's entitled Empowering Women from the Inside Out. And can I tell you, I am not alone this evening because two of the ladies who will be on the program are in studio with me and one is online. So you're going to hear up from them later. So I'm going to give you a little tease of what's coming, right? So warning you, listening later, we are here to inspire you to be empowered, right? And Dr. Asher's 30-day wellness challenge is still on. I have persons coming off their 30-day now and starting another 30-day because they're liking what they're seeing happening to them. So I remind you, if you want to live your best age at any time, stress less, feel younger, lose weight, stop pain, feel great, just contact me. Muscadine Lifestyle is the way to go. And also in Discovery Bay, If we tell you farmers market is still going, my friends, you won't see me tomorrow. But they will be there. It's going to be awesome. Remember, they still have good spaces. Contact Jennifer at 876-853-4455. And Dave Gale is still doing his drive to help the blind family down in Westmoreland. We have started the building now, but we have a way to go. Rain time is coming up, and we don't want them to get wet again. The last time rain fell, they said, we got wet. We want to help them. So remember, he has CDs going on for $1,000. Find Dave Gale on all social media platforms. And if you can't find him, reach out to me. We need your support to get that family covered, right? So I've done all my talking, all my let's talk, and we're going to rock and roll into our program. But before we get into it, we're going to listen to our little music again, and then we're going to transition. So if you forget to tell somebody, call them now. Now is the time, because going from here, you're going to hear empowered women inspiring you to walk in your greatness.
Ever since you went away, every day is just a cloudy day, and I don't know if it's rain from the sky, tears from my eyes falling on my face and rolling down my cheek. Hurry back and bring the sun. Let me be your one and only one. With just one kiss, stop the rain from the sky, tears from my eyes falling on my face and rolling on my cheek. All I know is
welcome back. So now I have some empowered women. I am inspired by just having them in the presence, right? And so when you hear from them, you're going to see what I'm talking about. To start off, I'm not seeing one of my guests. However, we're going to start off with Crystal. So Crystal, I'm going to ask you to tell the people who you are and what you do. Evening, Crystal. Welcome on.
Good evening, lovely, talented, beautiful Black women in studio with us. Everybody looking gorgeous. I am Crystal Hall, and Doc, it is a pleasure to be among stars. I am an educator, I am a creative, and I can say recently I added author to my greatness.
I need to see what you need to come back and talk about the book, all right?
Yes, Doc, I promise you. But I can also say that I am truly a lover of life, and I feel as if I got all the tools that I needed from my fellow women like yourself who have helped to empower me. So I am a product of persons like you.
Amen.
So I am really happy to be a part of the program this evening. And I am a Trelawney native.
Oh yeah,
Yes, I am. I am from Falmouth, Trelawney. I attended the Westwood High School for Girls. So I am Trelawney in every sense, born and bred.
Amen. Amen. So we have another lady online. And so I'm going to ask Lady Blackstock to just tell the people who you are, a little bit about yourself, your name, and what go on with you. Welcome.
What go on, people? What go on? Very nice people there today. So nice people. So nice people. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to the listeners, to the ladies in studio. Greetings. It is an absolute honor to be with you this evening. Big up to Crystal, Westwood Old Girl here myself, and of course, fellas are Westwood Old Girl.
I don't like
we're repping. Might not have come from Trelawney, but maybe blessed a little bit. And I'm even teaching there now. So I am Ornesia Blackstock, Mrs. the founder and CEO of Value in the Voice, Public Speaking Services, and more. I am an educator, a professional public speaker, functioning in capacities such as MC, keynote speaker, and trainer. Additionally, I'm a wife, a mother, a Christian, a singer, a bag of things, and an author too. Woot, woot. But until we get to other portions, just know that you hear this voice, there's going to be value added to you and to any space it is rendered.
Amen. Okay, so in studio I have two ladies. I don't know who's going to go first, but they're going to tell you who they are. Go ahead, ladies.
Boy, I tell you, Odie, how you doing, people? Odie, Crystal. Hi. Hi. All right. I am a part of the Fit family. Yes. And my name is Natani Chimes. I'm the CEO and founder of Etiquette and Protocol Solutions. I'm also a social worker. I'm a volunteer extraordinaire. I'm a mother. Yeah, we got my one son. Yes, and I'm a proud Trelawney. I'm a proud Trelawney grassroots person. As Crystal has just said, born and bred, never go nowhere. Anywhere we go, we still come back.
Yeah.
Yes, and so we believe in the whole development of Trelawney and its citizenry. And so we continue to do what we can do to ensure that while we're on our way up, we pull somebody along.
Amen. I'm a lovely lady at the hand.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I feel like I'm home. So clearly I'm from Trelawney as well. And I went to Westwood as well. I'm also serving as the vice president of the Old Girls Association. But enough of that. I am Felisa Ricketts Graham, and it's a pleasure to be here among all these powerful women. Greetings, everyone. Greetings, Fit family. It's a pleasure to have you. I'm Felisa Ricketts Graham, as I mentioned before. I'm the principal and founder of Western STEM Academy, and I'm also the CEO of the Purpose Finder Club, where I function as a business, startup, and growth coach. Thanks for having me, and I look forward to a great show.
Listen to me. Now you have heard all of these, And I want you all to understand that though the Ola Uno come from Trelawney, come on here. Come on here. I don't know more Trelawney than I. So no, but I show off. And I didn't go to the Westwood, but I went to the Bishop Gibson High School in Mandeville. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna play one little music and then we start talk, yeah? Okay, welcome back. And you know that song was about us, right? We're all young, gifted, and black. Okay, so we're starting the conversation where everybody is right now. A slap, that was heard. around the world. So that happened, but we're not focusing on the slap this evening. We're focusing on what led to the slap and the after conversation. So a gentleman got up, felt a need to defend his woman, and he slapped a man. That's violence, and we don't support that, right? That's that. Then now, the conversation started. What is he defending? Who is he defending? Why is he defending her? Because she's all that. And all of that is nothing good. So the conversation started. Thanks to Donnery, who I'm not seeing, who should be here. I hope she's somewhere getting on. Okay. So Crystal, the first part is coming to you. Now you hear the conversation that Will should not have defended Jada. One, because she's strong. She have been around the block. She has bad experience, and what little word can do her. Give me your take on that, sister, before me tell the people how me feel about it.
It is definitely a topic that needs a conversation.
Yes.
And it, for me, comes from the point of Black women having to be strong. I, of course, started off my introduction this afternoon highlighting the fact that I am among, in my estimation, beautiful, Black, talented women. But I think because we as Black women have always been held to a standard of strength, that the idea of it has become almost overgeneralized. And when I say overgeneralized, I mean that strength has to look a certain way for it to be considered strength. Or to be a strong Black woman has to look a certain way for us to be considered strong. And I call bullshit on that, excuse my language. But I call that word because for many years that idea of strength and being strong have been held over our heads. We have been neglected because of that idea. We have been forced to stand on our own because of that idea. We have been expected to be those strong single parents. We are expected to be those women who stick by persons or men, family members who have done us wrong in the name of strength and being strong. And so whenever somebody comes about who, in their way, defend our honor, there is a backlash, you know, because we are expected to defend our own honor. No, I really don't think that our contention comes from the fact that we can't defend our honor, you know, because I think that we are so capable of it.
Yes.
But we do also accept the assistance openly and graciously. And so with that particular situation, we do not condone violence. And I think there's always a better way to deal with a situation.
Yes.
But it was refreshing to see a man coming to the defense of his woman. And that's my stance.
Thank you. Okay, Lady Blackstock, what is your take on this matter? You're hearing us?
Put my sentiments quite articulately, quite well. Yes, I am. Are you hearing me?
Yes, we're hearing you.
So she did a fantastic job in sharing what my stance is as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe he had the correct motive, just did it with the wrong method.
Mm-hmm.
So his motive of defending his woman, of defending his wife, not marrying or defiling her name, reputation, and character, yes, that's absolutely beautiful. However, the method or the modus operandi that he took to the situation was not appropriate. It was not the time or place. Personally, I believe he could have gotten back at Chris when he got his award. Use your words at that time to throw a jab at him, if so be the case, or you can discuss the matter in private, whatever it is. But violence is never the first option. It should never be the main course for any meal. It should never ever be on the menu, point blank. So I'm disappointed that he chose that route, but I understand where it's coming from. I understand the root of his anger or the root of his actions.
Yes, I agree with you. Ladies, any input?
All right. Well, for me, I believe that it was within his right to defend his woman. As Lady Blackstock just mentioned, the mode and the method might have been wrong, but I guess in his estimation at the time, if I don't act now, I'm going to be looked upon as being weak. I'm not defending. I'm not defending my lioness here. Yeah, and as the lion of the pack, he deems it ready to prowl, to defend his lioness. Mode and method is wrong, and violence in no shape, way, or form is supported here. But I believe he did what he thought he should have done.
Yes.
Ooh, strong points coming out. I have a little different take on the situation,
Let's have it.
where I believe as women, sometimes we go through some difficult situations, and it's only the persons closest to us who really understand us. And I believe that that situation was one of such, where, the lady was going through a difficult period, which she openly expressed. And during that situation, being in such a public setting, and that exchange of eye contact with your husband, who knows exactly what that pain feels like. He remembers whatever, if there were tears that were shed because of the situation, and he felt it to his core, and he was led to defend her honor. So I felt it. Of course, there's a bigger thing that we call self-control, and self-control comes from both parties. It comes from that of the person who was on stage, and it comes from the person who went on stage to initiate whatever action. So there is self-control, and we have to be empathetic and understand that, yes, we want to be funny, but there are certain jokes that you just can't run, So that's my take on the matter. And do I believe that they were wrong? Yes, I don't condone violence any at all. But at the same time, we have to be empathetic towards others in all spheres of life.
Yes, I agree with all of your positioning, because for me, I said, as a psychologist, I normally say to persons, the response you give at the moment when you give it is the best you can do.
Yes.
And here was a situation where this man know the pillow talk.
Yes.
This man know the pillow tears. He knows the weakness of his strong woman. He knows that she maybe can take everything else, but a woman's hair is her glory, it's her beauty. And whether we cut it off, no matter what we do with it, we want to do it at our own free will and our choice. Now Jada was going through a situation that she had no control over. And it's her hair. And it's affecting her mentally and emotionally. And when you look, that look she gave Will, said to Will, this is one that I cannot bear. He saw the pain. His reaction wasn't right, but it was the best he could do at that time, because he had other pent-up emotional issues that were not being dealt with. So it's a lesson to us to deal with our emotions, not be camels. No wait for no last draft to rock your back. Get help early to deal with your issues. But everybody puts the responsibility on the issue on Will. I am putting a little bit on Chris, in that as women, we do not need to have to defend honor. We shouldn't be our strength should not be called into play. Are we strong black women? Yes. Were we born that way? Yes. The circumstances make some of us stronger than we should be? Yes. But the mere fact that we are strong, we should not be put in a position to defend our strength, right? I believe that the conversation that we are having now is because not even so much of the slap. For me, the focus is not even on the slap. It's the conversation that is hitting at Jada afterwards. She's strong. Look at her lifestyle. So one of the things I want to ask, 2 questions, ladies. Anyone can jump in and talk. Crystal, you're hearing me? Loud and clear. I'm quite sure.
Clearly, yes.
First, not because she's a strong woman means she should be mistreated by anybody at any time, and she should be used for a joke. Your take, ladies. Anybody? Everybody. You're on air, ladies. We can't have dead air. Come on now, answer me. So who is going to talk? Crystal? Crystal? I wonder if she's here. Are you hearing me, Crystal? Not hearing Crystal. Ladies, Lady Blackstock, are you hearing us? They're hearing us?
Yes, I am. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you now. Okay, you guys are talking with your... Don't mute your mics because then we don't hear you when you come on. All righty? Go ahead. Who is going to respond to that conversation?
All right, sorry, could you repeat?
Okay,
Doctor?
so I was saying, not because we are strong doesn't mean we deserve to be mistreated
Okay.
or to be used as a front of a joke.
Well,
So
Okay, go ahead, Blackstock.
go ahead, Crystal.
One of you go ahead, please.
Okay, so I fully agree that not because we're strong, not because we're independent, not because we have been able to endure and withstand some jabs that have been thrown at us means that we're to continue to endure certain things, to endure insults, and we're to just take it lightly, digest it, treat it like water off a duck's back and just keep it pushing like that. I believe we need to respect our positions as strong women, that you compliment us, that you strengthen us, that you endorse our strengths, that you enable us, you continue to empower us rather than to insult us. That you do not see it fit, whether it is that you're ignorant of some things or you're unaware of the depth of some illnesses or some ailments that might trouble us as women. It doesn't matter, not because. Learn to read the room. As a public speaker, we teach that you are to read the room, you are to know your clients, you are to know what is appropriate. And so seeing that, yes, Jay is a strong woman, yes, she's lovely, understand that it's not appropriate to say anything at that time or in that moment to her. So we shouldn't all, just because
Right.
a woman is strong, take every arrow, every dark bullet.
I agree with you, Lady Blackstock. You are breaking up, so we're going to go to Crystal for a little bit while your internet strengthens again. Crystal, go ahead.
Yes. And it's back to the culture. This took place in a culture. It's on an international platform, but more North American centered, where many comedians, especially men, have made their popularity and their money off the backs of Black women. We have been the bane of their jokes. We have suffered at the hands of many of these men in the name of, it's their job.
Yes.
But at what point do you become compassionate enough to ensure that your job does not cost somebody else's their sanity, or does not cost somebody else's their pride or their dignity? And so whilst I understand that we all have to coexist in a world where we're all trying to make it, is it that it's okay to make it because I'm the bane of your joke? I have always asked that question. At what point is there enough compassion and respect that you know that, all right, this might just be going a little bit too far. And as you know, we all mentioned earlier about our hair, when Doc spoke about hair, we tend to be a little bit more sensitive, about it. Even the men, you know,
Yes.
they understand what it feels like to start going bald and what it takes to truly be confident, wearing your. So
Mhm.
for me, I felt as if, you know, Jada was giving basket to carry water because it was a built up. A lot of people don't realize that this was a built something that was brewing,
Mhm.
So it was not just, another joke, you know. It was something that was brewing, and we need to remember that compassion sometimes needs to take a front seat.
Very well said. I want to big up our listeners and those I'm seeing some of our friends on Facebook. Lavine Gray Brown, regular, one of my faithfuls. Lots of she blocked me here. Jen Hughes, good to have you on. Audrey, it's good to have you with us this evening. Donnery, I don't know why you're watching me on Facebook and you're not on my thing, but it's all right. I'm glad you're still tuned in. Thelma Gomez and Pauline Williamson. I'm seeing you guys, and to all our other listeners who I'm not seeing at the moment because of my position. It's good to have you listening with us. So, ladies in studio, the conversation continues. But I'm going to change your question. And so the others can come in at the back end on that very same question. I'm going to go from the point of view in that some persons are talking about her character and the things she have done in the past, why she should not be offended about a conversation about her hair. When is it okay for a woman to be able to live past her past? Who is supposed to be holding responsible for your past? Who is supposed to say, because yesterday I was a prostitute, but Sabbath morning you see me in my frock in church praising me Jesus, you're going to say, is what she playing because yesterday she was on Bottom Road or Back Street or wherever. Love them telling me the places. Who is to say, because I have over the past have entanglements, I have decided to put on my entanglement and to stay home and try to fix what is broken in my marriage. Who are you to judge me because of that? And even if that's my story, why do you think it is your duty to make me less than, to use me as a joke, or to tell stories that will hurt me in a public space? Ladies, what's your take on this thing? Am I the only one think that's something that shouldn't happen, or we don't know?
The thing is, I believe your past is your past. I cannot quote the exact scripture, but the Bible says we are all sinners and we have come short of the glory of God. And it also says, I think it's St. John 3 verse 17, that if you acknowledge that Jesus is Lord and confess your sins, then what happens? You are forgiven. So if I was a prostitute yesterday and today I say I am changed, why not accept me for who I am now? Accept me. Because guess what? I've seen where a lot of people have used their past to propel them into greatness. They have used their past to motivate others to reach their destination.
Yes.
So I don't understand when it is that we can't pass our past.
Thank you.
And I don't understand why it becomes somebody else's business if I say to you today, I am changed. I have changed.
And even if I don't say anything, but we don't walk one different way.
Yes.
Because on everything we announce sometimes,
Yes, but you will see it. And that is what our empowerment retreat is going to be all about, just that encouraging and our women, just to elevate yourself past where you're coming from, because you can all make it once you start. Because guess what? You see, when you start to take care of yourself, you don't listen what anybody else wants to say,
That is true.
Once you fall in love with yourself, then you move mountains.
Amen.
Right? And then
and some of I'm gonna big up TK out of Toronto. Thank you for joining us. Yes, as you're coming, Felicia, one of the things I'm looking at, I'm going to use myself and my experience today. Yesterday, I was a woman, straight woman. Past me did Avon clothes that make me look straight. But today, I am in Montego Bay, and I look masculine in my dressing, according to this lady, and suddenly I'm a lesbian. And I'm quite sure, because I did not deny it, she's sharing that conversation with somebody that question has finally been answered. She is, because she did not deny it. Because we have this thing to say, she didn't deny it, that means it must be true. Sometimes, and silence is consent. Sometimes silence is not consent, and sometimes not denying nor agreeing is not consent. It is saying to you, you're very feisty, you're fast, you're insultive, and I'm not acknowledging that conversation. Lady, go on with the talking, yeah?
So I believe that your past, it does not define you. What it does, it fuels you, right?
Mhm.
We have our stories. We've all been through situations, whether publicly or privately. No, this is a situation that happened, within their marriage for what it is. But everybody knows that whenever people go through these situations, it's their responsibility to work it out. Based on the nature of it, clearly it's going to become public. But it's for us to let go of the situation and allow them the space to heal. It's not difficult overcoming your past. Sometimes it's not easy overcoming your past. Sometimes it really hurts persons, but give them the space to heal and do not judge them. Do not believe that it's our responsibility to cast them out, because we all have our own unique situations that are fueling us to our greatness. So give people their space and understand that, guess what? Now going good for them, that's okay. Focus on you and help in any way you can. And I love the nature of this retreat because it's all about pouring into women. So we should be using our platforms, our space to pour positively into women instead of trying to tear others down. It ain't worth it.
It is not worth it. And I agree with you, Tina Francis. The world have become very judgmental, and the only judge is God. And that is so true. I agree with you. And for me, as our ladies are talking about the platform that we are creating on the 14th in Montego Bay, to pour into our sisters. So sisters, you need to come out and let's pour together. If we need to cry, let's cry together. Let's heal together. And the challenge I have with us, so I'm going to put the men one side who have all their statements and their conversations. Okay, I understand our Lady Blackstock had to leave us because she's having Wi-Fi internet challenges. I want to thank you for coming on, and we will see you in Montego Bay on the 14th, when nothing will challenge us because we'll be face to face. Okay, so please prepare to come join and listen to her as she guides us in speaking in public spaces. And because, ladies, we need our voices. So now I'm going to address us as sisters. One of the things I have found out, as sisters, we are our worst enemies. We are vipers to each other. And sometimes we have this behavior. Crystal, we don't forget, so you're part of the conversation, remember. But in any time, we'll shut up. We have this attitude of us as sisters becoming the greater judges of our sisters. And I'm going to tell you this one thing. When a woman have been through enough and she become that tea bag full of whatever she has been through, and then you pour little hot water upon her, fear tea stronger than every other tea. When her tea is shed upon other sisters, they will see a light that they can follow. I will use my story as for myself. I remember as kids, when we made mistakes, we used to go to our grandmother. And one day my mom, she's always offended, and she said, why is it I'm in the house with you guys? When you have problems, you're calling your grandmother in Montego Bay, and you're here with me in the house in Mandy. Why don't come to me? The difference is my mom, born perfect, live perfect, and dead perfect. My mom made no mistakes, but she had me at 16. But she made no mistake in life by her story. Because I had to remind her that I have a birth certificate and their age is on it. So she made no mistake. But my grandmother now made mistakes in life. She told us about her mistakes and she used them to guide us. And sometimes she said, because we told one, we know old people stay ready. If we not make the same mistake, them and to walk right. So when we mess up, we could go to a grandmother who did mess up, clean up, and I try stay clean. We could associate with her. So I'm going to say to us who like to judge, and let me hear what Tina says. Jada is not the only person that have problem in their marriage. So it would be nice if others would learn from others' mistake and not take it, make joke. A serious talk that Tina. Big up. And then God say, bow, bow, bow. We're not encouraging no violence around here. It's a big talk that. A lot of us, I was saying to somebody recently, even in the church, a lot of the older women, you know why they treat us bad as younger women? Bad mind and jealousy. Then when they're bad, they not stop bad in all they get. They not change. So they not stop bad at us all age. Because there are some of us who people start to look on because we put on pretty clothes and we pat down we here and nobody now see we mange and we pretty clothes them. And we walk up and go on like we better than other people because suddenly we can buy pretty clothes to cover we mange. Some of we still not cannot afford the wash off the mange after we yet. But we don't work on it. And our mange going to heal because we're working on our mange slowly. But you're not healed, you cover for you. But because you cover yours and you envy the one who can put on a red here and walk in a public and simply don't care, or not have it as a conversation. That's what we do. Yes, I'm preaching around here. When we have overcome, sisters sitting here and Crystal on the line there, we know what it is like to overcome. Mm-hmm. Everybody overcoming story different, and that's the beauty of it. So when Crystal tells her story, when Felicia tells her story, when Natalie tells her story, when even Julia sits down over there to tell her story, it's different. Because we have different experiences. So I don't have to go through what Julia went through. If we will get up and join as sisters, stop tearing down each other, tell your story or keep your mouth shut. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of you who not opening your mouth is not because you don't have a story, it's because you're doing brave. Mm-hmm. They're doing brave, they're hiding and they're pretending and they're walking around with this imposter syndrome, walking around as imposters, they have a style of talking about you fake it until you make it. I don't fake it no time. I faith it until I am changed. So I walk by faith. But listen to me, in my walking by faith, I am going to walk as me. True. Thank you, child. So go on, tell me what authentically you want.
Yes, that again, I encourage women to be authentically you. Show up as yourself. Stop trying to shave yourself to fit into somebody else's shoes. Because trust me, if you know other shoes are burn foot. Yes. Burn. Yes. You'd want to be you. And I tell you, nobody's born perfect. And while we strive for perfection, we just want to do it 1% each day. Yeah? Mm-hmm. And in doing that 1% each day, we'll eventually get to that 100% that we're looking for. Yes. Right? And so I encourage persons, don't try to fit in. I posted something and says, why try to fit in into a space that you have overgrown?
Yes.
Don't try to fit in. Yeah? Try to stand out, and you're going to be standing out in a positive way. So no matter what others are saying, this is me. And if it is you alone who believe in some old firm.
Yeah. What firm? What you saying on to us online there?
And I so agree. That's so inspiring. And for me, there's always a saying, shame and a heavy load, but it broke neck. And I think that because many of us we have hold on to shame.
Yes.
So when somebody is so brave to step outside of their shame so that we no longer can weaponize it, then we become almost intimidated. And I think the Jada situation was such. She was able to step outside of her shame so that no one could blackmail her or weaponize the fact that they had that information on her. And, you know, it was not only a celebrity messing up, but it was a human being.
Yes.
And she brought a face to that situation. She also brought the situation into a sphere where, you know, it was a safe space to talk about it. We don't have a lot of safe spaces.
Right.
The safe spaces right now have almost diminished because everybody wants to use your past and your story against you.
Yes.
And so, as women, what I'm saying, I mean, I am growing. You know, I come on here and I use a word, totally forgetting I'm on a family friendly religious place, but I'm growing, you know, because you learn, you know that, okay, this shouldn't happen again, but I'm not going to be held by shackles or by shame because I feel as if there is some, you know, lifetime punishment for something that I've done. And I want women to stop doing that to themselves and others. There's no life sentence for anything at all that you have done.
Not one single life sentence.
Not one single thing. Step out and step firm and grow from.
You're not hearing you, Crystal. Your internet gone again. We're gonna butt in until you come back, right? You just butt in when you come back. Yes, Anelia, I agree with you. If you don't have nothing to say, don't send.
Are you hearing me?
Good evening, Melcinda. Tina agrees with you. She said, hold
Hello.
firm. And Fenton says, well said. It's good to have you being part of the conversation because, Felicia, it is correct. We all have a different story. We all mess up in some way or the other. Some of the things that happened to us in our past, we have no control over it. But some of them are through a mistake. But guess what? It was yesterday. Today I am who I am. Jada, she have her entanglement stories. But when she go home, who she go home to? Her husband. If him dead tomorrow, who inherit what him have? She. And if she dead tomorrow, who inherit what she have? Him and the kids. So therefore, I say to people, allow people to work out their situations. I know you have some families who will tell either the man or the woman, left him or her. No, fix it. Especially the men family always tell themselves to left the woman. I don't know why. And you have some women too. Because I remember my mom used to tell me every day if you divorce my husband. And because my husband do not, you know, but she want me left Trelawney. I should don't think Trelawney with me. So if my little finger hurt me, it's because me live in Trelawney. And Trelawney never do anything, you know. It's because of her story where she make up about Trelawney. Why you know she don't love Trelawney, and that's another story. Me tell you sometime here already.
You know, just to look at the situation in a different light. I don't recall which one of our presenters had said that it could have been something brewing. You know, it could have been something brewing. And I'm thinking, while we're not condoning violence, but had he not stepped in at that time, I wonder how far would it be taken?
Yes.
Yeah. When would he stop? You know, because it could have been a package. Because I don't think he just came out of the blues and just did that. There is something more, and I believe if Will didn't step in at the time, then it could have escalated into something more, with him adding something more and adding something more and getting all of us all hilarious and laughing and spurring on and that kind of thing. So while we're not condoning the violence, I believe the boundary was set at the right time.
At the right time. And guess what? Not only that, how I look at it, if at that moment Will had not stepped in, Jada would be a different woman today. Because when Chris Jaw heal, Jada Hart no heal yet. Simple as I take it. Chris Jaw go heal long before Jada Hart is going to heal. And we must look at that. A lot of times, if the man not lick this somebody and then not get no cut off face, then pain no heart. The pain on the inside hurts much more and much longer than the pain on the outside. So, Felicia, as we look at the fact that Chris Jaw healed before Jada Hart, how do we speak to our sisters who this evening may not have a man to slap nobody for them, but they need somebody to slap somebody for them?
So I watched that video, and I watched it over and over. And what stood out to me? It wasn't the slap or anything like that. It was Jada's reaction in the moment. Yes. Did you see her eyes? Yes. Did you see how she turned and looked at the one person in the room who she could actually talk to? Yes, because that's it for us women. Like sometimes we go into spaces and we have to put on this strong front. And yes, we're a strong woman, but we also have our weaknesses. There are things that we are dealing with as women, and persons around us have to be cognizant of the fact that yes, we're strong women, but at the same time, you don't have that power to really pull us down. No. There are several women, as you mentioned earlier, who don't have anyone to slap somebody for them. And no, it's our responsibility sometimes, as bad as it seems, to really stand up for ourselves and have boundaries. Yes. You mentioned boundaries earlier. I'm not sure how she could really put her boundary in that space without any violence. I guess probably that was the best moment that time, the best answer at that time. But overall, in certain situations, we have to stand up for what we believe in, because what we do, we teach others how to treat us as women.
By what we accept.
So even in Jamaica, taking it away from America a bit, in Jamaica, our music, the way how we describe our women, and us as women, we stand and we dance and we rave and it's nice, but at the same time, it's degrading us, And when some women stand up and say, no, you're not going to talk about me like that, then we are the ones seen as if something is wrong with us. We are like you're better than nobody, So we have to have standards as women. I believe in that. I believe in having standards. Stand up for what you believe in and know that you're powerful. And yes, we appreciate when a man or somebody else stand up for us, our husbands, etc. But we women are going to stand up for ourselves, stand up for what we believe in, and empower ourselves from the inside out.
Amen. I agree with you. Yesterday when I was in Kingston, lost me all over the place. Yesterday when I was in Kingston, a woman, I don't know her, but she said she listened to me. First she come up to verify my identity. She asked me if I have any business card. So I handed her the business card and she said, oh yes, it's you. I said, who am I? And she said, we hear you on the radio and on Facebook talking about women and all of that. And she said, I don't know the women that I know that tell me that they tell you their business and their problem. How you manage all of that? So I said to her, I don't manage it. It's my gift and it's my calling and it's my purpose. And I have the person to take it to when they give it to me. So I don't keep it. And I don't judge women of the things I know and hear. And I see some women, and that's one of the things I thank God for who He have made me to be. Because sometimes I see some women flipping up on other women, and I feel like I go up on Facebook and say, member. But I don't. Because I don't want anybody to do it to me either. Because me have things where they go member to when me don't want nobody member. Right? But we must get to the place where we accept that the woman's actions, her choices, and her consequences are hers. Mm-hmm. It's not yours. And the only time I give the flying fish about what Natanish does is if when what Natanish put on her foot, she step on for me. But I am strong enough as a woman to tell Natanish to take up her foot off of my foot without the whole world know So me tell her.
Yeah.
And as sisters, sometimes you want to know about how we abuse each other and belittle each other. We live in the same circle, and something wonderful is happening in a room that a sister that has the ability to do is not in. And because you don't want to see that sister rise, you will never mention her name. You prefer mention the name of a stranger somewhere far away than calling your own sister's name in that room, in the same space that you are in, because you will not allow her to rise, even when you can't do it. And to make matters worse, somebody might call her name and you come up with a story to block it. That is just as bad as Chris Rock and his crazy joke. And my grandmother used to say to me, say, what joke to you? Death to me, right? And I'm going to read. Fenton says, the Bible makes it clear to leave father and mother and cleave unto each other. And when the people them cleave and become one, come out of them business. Tina says, same in the church. If Jesus forgive us, who are you to have me up over my sin? That is another story. And Fenton says, real man don't is their woman, or real man don't it, maybe hit. He means to say their woman or their spouse. True, real man no lick woman. But Felicia mentioned something which I want to go back to, because it's part of my conversation today when I was talking to some persons in a small group. The music we dance to. You know that a lot of our women don't listen to the words. They don't hear the words. When they go into the dance, they go in their burden and they go in with their problem and they drink to a drink that they not hear nothing or see nobody. Or if you see them and know them, they don't care because they are under the liquor and them just move to the rhythm. I remember I was at a space and a song was playing and I saw some women who I think should know better dancing. So I just walk in the group. You know, you're rocking to the group, like, you know. And I say to them, I don't listen to the words. But then people like, call no, I tell them, but I don't need to know no mama. And they were like, oh, when you hear that? They say, oh, you hear that? Just in the church people, we say, no, listen again. Because I was clubbing. Because part of my work is we go to clubs, put on with shorts, and distribute condoms. And rock sometimes. So, and give man file's number. I remember that when I asked for a number, I give him the hospital number. Right? But it is true. Miss Graham, somebody is bigging up you here. Anneli, pretty girl. Anneli, right? So she's bigging you up. So she says hi. Right. One of the things we as women have to do is help each other to know. So the lady walking down the street and her skirt lean, we have to call out and make everyone know so the man's skirt lean. Take time to tell her if it's straighten her skirt. And sometimes you don't have to say anything. Depends on how the person look. You know, the person might not be offended. Just walk up behind her and just straighten the skirt. You don't have to let anybody know. So a sister is dancing to the wrong music. Make she know. But suppose for argument's sake, she decides say she don't care because this is how she letting off her problem. Leave her alone. Yeah. Today I said, and it is true, and I agree with this conversation, that we talk about the bad music that we have in our society now. Sometimes that music is needed.
Yes.
When lyrics is needed, guess why? It's the expression of the pain of the people. However, we need the counterbalance. So when you hear the gun music, we need also to be hearing the positive music that will come out. And I wish some of the people who sing the gun song, when they sing the gun song first, they'll come around now and say, that was that now. So guess what now? This is how you go fix it and fix it. That's what we want to have happening. Fenton, I don't know why I say, oh Lord, but me agree with you. And there's so much to be oh Lord about. Yes. But you know, I don't want us, we're coming down to the wire, we have 15 minutes left, and we're going to talk about our program that we have coming up. But just before we go into that, Felicia, Crystal, you are here with us. Give us Now, the positives, how do we allow each other to rise above their circumstances? How do we provide that shoulder that the sister that is falling down on can hold on to, even if when they hold on to, you have to hold on the table? How do we do it?
For me, the house starts with the children. We have to start with the children, where we teach our girls to love themselves first, to respect themselves, and by extension, love and respect each other, to break that cycle of, tearing down our fellow sisters. Show them what a collective energy can do. If you want to go quickly, you go by yourself. But if you want to go further, you go with somebody else. And let us teach our sisters to work together, in business, in church, in the family, in community. We are not forgetting the men, but we need to have a camaraderie between the women, a collective sisterhood. And that's the whole for me. We have to break the cycle from as early as the children, because most of us as adults, we have already been conditioned. We have already, holding on to certain of our beliefs. But for us women, older women, I would say the golden rule. I try my best to live by the golden rule. I am not perfect. I slip up, but it always comes back to me. Crystal, do unto others as you will have them do unto you. Am I tearing down my sister without tearing down myself? No. It's a symbiotic situation. So if I tear you down, I am by extension tearing down myself. And so let us work together, ladies. Let us love each other more, so that if one of our female companions do not have a man to stand up for her, we can fill in. We can stand up for her.
I so agree with you. And I'm glad you bring up the men, because I just made a note to say we cannot walk without our men being healed. A woman's journey will never be healed if the men she have to interact with are not being healed at the same time. So we have to heal each other, because when we have my strong, nice daughter, I may give her everything and she know everything that is right, and then pick up for your son when I know better. A problem. So while as mothers we are being called upon to heal our daughters, train them from in the womb what love is, affirm them as they grow. We need the mothers who mother boys to do the same. And there's something that there's a note that I made today, and I don't know where I make it, and I'm looking for it, But even though I don't know where I make it, me go, me find it. Yes. What I wrote down was, we need to create parent network. And what I talk about parent network, what I really mean is we need to create some social fathers. So one of the things I want to have happening going forward, and ladies, I hope you'll agree with me on this one and partner with me. When we go to the communities and we identify the homes that have no male figure in there, notice I didn't say broken homes. Because there are some single mother run homes and some single father run homes that are not broken. You only have one parent in there. That's not a broken home. You have broken homes that have mother and father in there. And everything in there is just so broken. So I don't call homes broken by the fact that you have a single parent in there. I call a home broken by what is happening in the home. I believe, and I'm calling on all social workers in different fairs, when you go into communities and you identify these communities with children who have no father figure, both boys and girls who have no father figure in the home, start talking to the moms. If it's only fathers in the home and there are no moms, talk to the fathers. Let's start reaching out to the church and other social group to lend out on man them for help grow the children. Because if the positive men and sisters will not step into the gap to grow the children, the bad man not afraid to step in. So if we want to break the cycle, as Crystal says, start with the girls, start with the children, start with the boys, and we need to make it empowered, inspired network to create the change we want to see. Because guess what? I say it every day. If you're the ones who have the resources to help, stand up once and say, then where she have them for? Remember, say, they are here already and them are going to take what you have when they sleep or when they walk on road. And we don't want that to happen. So in order to break this cycle of violence over our community and poverty and everything else, all of us need to come to the table. We need to be supportive. We need to support our sisters, ladies. So we're going to transition this same conversation now into the 14th. Crystal, I hope we're seeing you on the 14th. She's gone. Okay. Okay. What are they going on the 14th?
All right. So on the 14th, that's next week, Thursday, right? We are going to be journeying to
Doctor's Cave
Beach conference room in Montego Bay. It is going to be a powerhouse of blessing, a powerhouse of empowerment. We're going to be hearing from, powerful presenters like Mrs. Ricketts Graham, who's here. She's going to help you to level up business-wise. Remember, she's an online business coach. And I know that as women, we have always wanted a second income. We have always wanted a main income. We have always wanted to do something different. And she's going to be talking to us about how we can level up ourselves that way. Again, we're going to be having our presenter who was online, Mrs. Blackstock, who is the coach of Value in the Voice. So she is going to teach us how to take up space with the voice, how to overcome the fear of public speaking, how to stand up and stand out for yourself. And of course, we're going to have our doctor here, Dr. Asha, who is going to ensure that we're holistically revived. And so she's going to be going on the inside, and it says empowering women from the inside out. And of course, you're going to be having me, yours truly, certified etiquette consultant. And I'm going to show you how to show up authentically, unapologetically, own your space, any space you go into. And let me tell you, and that is why we're creating a table so you can get your space there. Because it says if a space is not at the table, create one. So we are going to be showing you next week how to create your own space at the table.
Yes, we're going to create the table for you. And when we're going to show you, each one we're going to show you who we own a table. And then we'll inspire you to dig deep within and feel that empowerment you were born with. Because sisters, believe me, you were born great. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. And when you dig within and you find that greatness, let me tell you, you won't even want to sit at our table. Because you're going to make your own a crystal table.
Yes.
Your own great table. And it's going to be awesome. Ladies, a meal is being prepared for you that you have never tasted. We four women, and for me, it is wonderful that we four sisters are able to come together. We have been through our own trials.
Yes.
We have been through our own traumas and dramas. And we have grown and achieved. And can I tell you a little secret? Me don't know about my other sister them. But me not even know my full greatness yet. We are still growing. And we are inviting you now to come to the table with us. Be inspired to grow in your own space, in your own stead. And so, if you have not registered as yet, I want you to DM 876-498-8804 to get yourself registered, or go to Instagram to Etiquette Protocol Solutions, which will give you the instructions. And listen to me not free. If you're telling us it's not free. It's not free. So it's $45 US or 6,500 Jamaican dollars. And sisters, can I add something to it? If you are not able to come, sponsor another sister who have a need. Sponsor another sister who have a need. And we have no age limit. No age limit. So we won't say from 0. We say from 16 to infinity. please be in the room because we are preparing you to grow, walk, accept your own greatness. Listen to me. We are going to make it so great that when you get back home, remember what happened to Moses when he come down from the mountaintop? And that's going to happen to you. You are going to be glowing, and everybody will know you have been in the room of greatness. We four sisters, we are inspired, we are empowered, we are being transformed daily. I'm not done transforming yet. I'm a work in progress. And I'm saying to you, we have taken responsibility for our actions, and we want that responsibility to flood over on you. I know for myself, I'm walking in my purpose, and each one of us here, we are walking our purpose. I'm telling you, I'm proud of myself, but of all of us in this room right now, I'm the proudest of Felicia. And I get to tell it to your face. I am extremely, extremely proud of her. And she will, if you want to hear our story, be in the room on the 14th from 1 o'clock. She might tell you something. I don't know. I might tell you something about me too that you haven't heard before. Natalie might tell you something. We are a product of greatness. And I'm going to tell you this. I am where I am today, and I am who I am today because other women believed in me. And if I told her that I got here all by myself, I'd be lying.
Success is sweeter when you take somebody along.
And that is it, you know. I tell people, if you're planning to go to heaven, you can't be selfish because guess what? Wow, what if I transform sinners will be up there? So you can't be selfish. So I'm encouraging you to come, join with us. And I am going straight into my inspiration before we go to the music. So you close off with music. We don't talk and we chat and laugh in here. My inspiration to you this evening, and ladies, if you don't have no help inspiring people, you can jump in. Definitely. This evening is for our sisters and for our women. I want to say to your sisters, I charge you to own your journey. It is yours. A few mistakes, yours. Progress, yours. Own your journey. Take responsibility for your actions and aim to be better each moment than you were the moment before. Realizing the only set time to change is when you realize you have a need to change. So don't wait until your birthday, the new year, all these things. Don't wait. Start today. Start right now. And it should be your daily goal to be better than who you were yesterday. Every day I try to improve on something that I did not like about myself yesterday. And I'm going to give you a little secret. You see, some people walk on and talk about, I saw me born, and me can't change. I saw my mama when say something. Hello. I am going to encourage you today. Break that cycle over your life. So the things in your family that you don't like, decide that you don't want it to continue with you. I met a group of ladies on Monday, I think it was. And can I tell you, I'm always young sprucey. But then people make me feel old. Because the 70-year-old lady looked like she's 40 or 50. The 80-odd-year-old lady, we're still not sure if she knows her age. But can I tell you, a woman that's when I am now saying to this lady, the challenge you have, you can overcome it and break it in yourself. And hear me with my presumptuous self, no. And you can break it in such a way that this is not in the DNA of your children going forward when you start to have children. And this lady looked at me and says, oh, they think I am. I said, about 30 something going on to 40. She says, I am a grandmother and I am 54 years old. And when she walked up, my friend Amelia Lavin said, I don't think that family, they know them age. I don't think the entire family know their DNA good. Everybody young. Everybody young. And listen to me, a lot of times learning to be contented and love who you are, despite your brokenness, is a great gain. The other day, somebody asked me a question about a woman. This man, have quite a bit of money, loved her. He genuinely loved her, but she never married him. The man that she married to right now, they live in one house. If you lean on him too hard, he drop down. And somebody was asking me, how could she do that? Look at what he has. I said, she married the man that she loved. She married a man who loves her. She didn't only marry for food and shelter. She married for contentment of heart and peace of mind. She married to someone who made her feel special. It's important to feel special. So I'm going to charge us this evening. If when you look in the mirror, you don't feel so special, remember our voices. Tap into what God has given within you and know you were made special. But if you need a little encouragement, meet us in Montego Bay, the 14th of April. And guess what, guys? This month is my birth month and I'm celebrating it to the last day. And God was kind to me. He made me born on the 1st. So we have the whole month to celebrate. And I'm also saying to those who are listening to me now, both male and female, old and young, part of what I do this month is to collect funds as much as I can to sell 110 children I have going to school this year. As I don't do back to school, I do a full year program. So all my children, I take care of them from day one until school is finished. And also for the Lantern in the Window program, helping women who are moving out of domestic violence, we also need your support to keep women moving, strengthen our men that they stop abusing our women. I'm thanking you for listening to me and thank Julia for being so patient because I've gone over time. So thank all my listeners on air. Yes, Tina, thank you for happy birthday. Greetings, and all my listeners on air all over the world, over to Africa, Canada, in the diaspora, Ukraine. Yes, I see I have some Ukraine people. All my international people, those of you in Ukraine, my prayers stay with you. My prayers stay with you. Ladies in studio with me. I can't wait for us to link up next week, Thursday. But until then, thank you for sitting with me this evening. I am your host, Dr. Asha Muendo. You have been listening to Healing Moments on Fit FM 96.7. Walk good until next week when we have another awesome program lined up for you.
Okay, thanks for having us.
I was born strong. I was made for this. See, I met so many hard times when I thought I couldn't make it. See, I've had my trials when my pillows dried my eyes. Then the morning came and my wings took flight. I rise. See, I'm hurting but not broken. Down, but I won't die. I rise. Soon I will reach the sky and still I rise. Some say it's a mystery how I still believe that in spite of all I've been through, I could still push the wheel. See, I have a power they can't see with their eyes. It's a little thing called faith that makes broken wings fly. I rise. Though I'm hurting but not broken.